Hello, everybody. Welcome to class. This is Scott Hutzbath with Agent Mastermind and Real Estate Animals. I have my dear friend with me, Mr. Paul Baxter. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing fantastic. Thanks for having me once again, Scott.
Excellent, excellent. So what we're going to do today is we're going to show you guys. This is pretty cool. I was playing around on LinkedIn with a group, the National Association of Realtors, and I threw this out there. And man, Paul, I got over about 400 responses to this, and there's a lot of need for staying in front of your clients on a weekly basis, but somehow automating the process so you're not continually having to do this report over and over and over again. So what I'm going to share with you is something that I come up with using a free service, which is Google Docs, and you guys might have another way to do this. And I'm just going to really quickly throw up a poll here, if you don't mind, Paul. Weekly listing report, do you do one? So if everybody wants to look at the screen really quick, whoops, go back, let me close that out. Want to just let me know on that by clicking the button there. And can anybody see that right now? Looks like it's off air. Poll in progress.
No,
all right.
That's pretty good. I'm seeing it on air.
Okay, good. Okay, it says off air on my end, so I apologize. But all right, cool. So looks like 30, 40. Let's see, 30 would like to if it was easier. All right, 31. We'll give just one more minute here. One more second for people to vote. So if you want to just click which one, there's no right or wrong answer, so we're not trying to, obviously not trying to say that it's right or wrong. So whatever you think is best. All right, so let's close this out. Looks like 30%, 40% no. All right, people are still voting. All right, let's just close this out, and I'm going to share the results. So 32% said yes, 39 said no, and then 29 would like to make it easier. So on the bottom portion, we got about 40, 50, 60%, 70% actually almost, that don't do it and would like to make it easier. So let's see if I can't do that for you. All right, so let's just hide that. And Paul, can you see my screen again okay?
I'm seeing the welcome screen for GoToMeeting right now.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, how about now?
Live. Now we're seeing your screen.
Okay, so let's do this. So first off, let's just go with, if you know, I'm going to go over a couple of the basics, and then we'll get right into the meat of this thing. So if you don't have Google or you have Google, you'd want to sign in. You want to create an account if you don't have one. And the more we do with Google, it's just amazing what they're coming out with. They just changed Google Places, so we're going to work on a class. I know we showed you just how to set up your Google Places page, so don't worry. We're going to bring you a class here in the near future to update you on what happened and what you need to do next. So bear with us on that. If you haven't set it up, you're even better, so don't worry about that. All right, so just a little bit about Google. Google Docs, online document with real-time collaboration. You guys might have seen this last week. Web-based documents, spreadsheets, drawings, presentations. You can do literally everything with it. It's powered by the web. It's in the clouds. You can access it on your phone, iPad, Droids. It doesn't matter what it is. You can get to it anywhere, anytime you have internet. Google Docs works as a browser. I don't know of any format that it doesn't work in, whether it's whether you have Windows, Chrome, Firefox. It doesn't matter. It should work Safari. It should work in all that stuff. So don't worry about that. And as far as stored on Google Docs, are always accessible from anywhere. We talked about that. And then the secure access. So it is HTTPS. It's secure. I haven't seen anybody complain about getting hacked or anything like that. Google's pretty big, and they're pretty, this is one of their babies, so I would hope they would. First, Paul, you and I both know they're going to get you. So that's just how it is. So ways to use what I'm going to share with you. One of my favorites, Paul, is the pre-listing. I like to go in and set the expectations. We're going to talk a little bit about that, about how I'm going to help you not only get a ton of exposure, but how I'm going to update you on a weekly basis, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. Yeah, you can market my house, and you have all the tools, systems, and strategies to market my house, but how am I going to know that you're doing what you say you're doing, correct? That's the other challenge, and that's kind of like, man, I want to do all this stuff, but if I say I'm going to do it, how do I let my seller know that I'm doing it so I can continue to get referrals from the people that I have as listings or buyers or whatever? So I'm going to show you how to use it as a buyer's tool, and I'm going to show you how to do it once you get the listing. Now, you could use it for pending, closing, and after close, but I'm going to focus on those 3 in the red: pre-listing, buyers, and listings. All right. So this is the big question, and I ask myself this all the time. How often do you call your sellers? Do you find yourself hating to call your sellers once a week, as you know you should, but don't because you have nothing but bad news, thus losing listings and future referrals because you're not making the call? I talked to a couple agents this just yesterday, and one of the agents says to me, she goes, yeah, she said, I lost the listing, they went to another agency, and then they lost the listing and went to another agency, and then it sold. So what was it about the third one that sold the home? Who knows? But I'm going to give you all the ammunition you need to, if you want to update them every day, every week, once a month, whatever. And I would honestly ask the seller, hey, how often would you like to be updated? And then go from there. And of course, that's setting the expectation of you know what they expect, and then you'll be able to do it. So this is pretty easy. Yeah.
Is this something that agents do on a free, a weekly call to their seller to check in with them to keep the relationship going? That's common, isn't it?
It should be common. I think sometimes we work so hard to get the sale, and then we have nothing but bad news to tell them. So why would I, if I pick up the phone and say, hey, no showings, nobody inquired about your home, nobody showed up at the open house, and sorry, so I would not want to make that call.
So there's a fear of calling them a little bit with bad news. So finding a good reason to follow up is always going to be helpful. I mean, everybody should be following up with all of their buyers and sellers, everybody that they're in contact with, to keep your name fresh in their memory. So what this is giving you a good and valid reason to follow up. Is that the gist?
Not only a good and valid reason, but the most important part is once you get to, I mean, everybody can relate to this, I think. When you go buy a car, have you heard from your car salesman since you bought that car? 99% of the people on the call would say, I don't even remember his name, right?
You're
he worked so hard to get you. He called you. He emailed you. He over and over again. And now it's like, okay, who was the guy again? If that guy would stay in front of you, and this is once you get the listing, because we all work so hard to get that listing, because we may not sell that listing, but we may have buyers come through that we get to work with, then only one person can buy that home. So the more listings I have, or the more buyers I work with, it's just going to work out. So what if I help the seller come to realize that if there's an issue, it's their fault, and that price related and not related to your efforts or actions? That'd be a huge change, right? So we're going to cover the listing report to help you get more leads. It's really about building relationships, getting more people into my database, and we've talked a lot about this. So a weekly report using Google Docs, budhero.com. Now here's the cool thing. I like to personalize the crap out of everything. So if I can somehow, way, shape, or form, make it about the address, the borrower's name, or something to do with them that makes them go, wow, that's pretty cool. Even if they don't share it with me, it's personal to them. So once I show you how to do this, you'll go, okay, that's really cool. Save as a favorite on their computer, which is another way to do it. I'm going to talk a little bit about QPDF. If you just want to send them a PDF of it, you can do that. And if you don't have it, that's a free download. And then share with sellers automatically when updated. So I'm going to show you how to take this Google Doc, update it, and then automatically it updates and sends them an email saying, hey, your weekly listing report has been updated. Check to see what has changed. And Paul, I shared one with you this morning, so I'm going to use that as an example. Set the sellers up with Gmail account, which is free. And if they have one, cool. If they don't, that's okay. Set them up with it. Set them up so they receive updates automatically from you when updated, free. And then email the report if needed. If they just flat out don't want to have anything to do with Gmail, I'm still going to show you how to do this and make it really super simple, okay? So here's what I call the weekly listing report inside Google Docs. Now, you can set this up however you wish, but I have your name, best number to reach me. So you're like, this is like me walking in. This is what I would personally do with this. I'm huge on results in advance, okay? So that means when I walk into a listing, when I sit down with a buyer, whatever it is, I want to wow them so much that they're like, oh my God, there's no way I cannot work with this person. They are doing everything, and they're going to update me accordingly every single week. So I got text code. Here's my text code to the property. Here's my website address. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Seller, I set up a website for you that's just your home. And of course, if you decide to go with me, I'm going to take more pictures, and we're going to create a beautiful virtual tour, and I can show you that here in just a minute. I'm going to create a YouTube virtual tour because YouTube being the second largest search engine in the world, we should be there. So I want your property to be there just in case. Blog link, back page, whatever you do here. Craigslist, if you use Craigslist, post to Craigslist. I'm going to show you how many hits we get on Craigslist every single week, Mr. Seller, just so we know that there's activity coming in, people are seeing your home, and then we can kind of gauge where we price it, if the price is right, and then what our competition is doing. All showing activity, feedback from buyers, agents, feedback from previous other agents, number of texts for info, like how many people text for information, number of QR codes scanned, how many views total, like how many views did we get on the home total over all the websites that it's going to be on. And I'll share why that's so important, because the more exposure we get, the more opportunity we have of people inquiring and asking and seeing the home, right? And then how many clicks, blog, and this goes on and on and on. And then the very bottom here, and I'll show you what I did, and I'm going to give you this so you can literally upload it into your Google Docs. You won't have to recreate anything, Paul. So what you're going to be able to do is download this and upload it right into your Google Docs, and then, of course, edit it as you wish and add, subtract. Things I want to cover is buyer leads by Google. So what we do in the office, and what I would recommend you doing, is some way, shape, or form, if it's just you or you have a team in place or you have an assistant, I would set up a Google Doc so that when a client comes in, it's the date that it comes in, the client's name, referred by, whether it's CPA, financial planner, a lender, whatever, their email address, their phone number, did you pull credit? You know, has credit been pulled, yes or no? Repairs to the home, repair to credit. Are they approved? I mean, did my lender get back with me with an approval? Was it assigned to somebody else? Well, maybe you have a buyer's agent. Maybe, you know, you're going to work on it. Is it me that's going to be working with them so we are on the same page going forward? Did we send a thank you letter? Can everybody see that okay? You're going to get copies of this. And then comments or updates. So, like, comments are like, I talked to the client. You could even add, and I'm going to show you how to really quickly add the last time I've talked to them, the last time I emailed them, the last time I updated them. So this is a way to keep track of buyer leads, seller leads, or whatever you want to do, as in general as an office lead. So there's so many different ideas you can do with this. And then I'm going to show you how to share this report as well. Any questions about that?
One category, I think, is the missed category that everybody should. I think that may be the one thing that people forget to do that is so important to remind yourself, and that's, did you send your thank you letter? Did you send them a thank you for asking for your opinion or asking for your help or filling out your form? You know, whatever. Did you send the thank you?
Right.
And that's huge. That is a huge thing to do, because not everybody's remembering to do it. And if you do remember to do it, you're branding yourself as somebody different. You're showing yourself as somebody that's a little bit different than everyone else in this business.
Yeah,
I love that one little spot.
Here's where the power is. I mean, everybody wants a buyer right now, and I got to tell you, if they need a little credit repair, here's the thing: they have friends, they have family, they have coworkers, they have parents. I don't know how many times I've worked with somebody, and as a real estate agent, if you get somebody, you refer them to a lender, and it comes back they need credit repair. Well, guess what? It may be 30 days, it may be 3 years, but they have an influence of people that they know, like, and trust. If you spend just a little bit of time, sometimes 10, 15 minutes, educating them on the process, and then send them a thank you. I look forward to helping you with your credit. I look forward to working with you and the credit repair company that you called or called you or whatever it is, and then sending them an automated email, or once a month you pull them out and you give them a phone call going, hey, just want to know how it's going. Is there anybody else in your family, friends, or coworkers that's looking to buy or sell a home? I can't even tell you how crazy powerful that be. And it doesn't need to be you. It can be somebody on your team. And it can be an assistant you bring in for 2 hours a week to call all these people that can't buy a home right now. Or even if they can buy a home, are you babysitting them? Hire somebody 2 hours a week. All they do is come in, go through the list, call every single person, even if it's a voicemail. I mean, it's more than anybody else is going to be doing to follow up with that person. It's so powerful. And you will literally double, triple, if not quadruple your business in a very short period of time, just being in contact with these people. So expectations, this is a big one. So, I mean, everybody knows the definition, plural, a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future, okay? A belief that someone will or should achieve something. So if you let them know, hey, Mr. Seller, I'm going to follow with you every single Monday. You're going to get an email from me. You're going to get an email saying that I've updated all the hits, all the Craigslist posts, all the, we got this many hits on Virtual Tour. This is what the local competition's doing. This is how many houses sold. This is how many, and this is a really quick intro into this form that I'm going to show you. So expectations is the root of the heartache. How do you control what the buyer seller expects from you? Well, you set the expectation so you know right up front. Set the expectations up front. Put your systems in place that equals 100% referral base. So one of the things that a builder, like builders that are building, some of you guys on the call I'm sure work with plats, different plats. So what if you set up an Excel spreadsheet with all their properties, all the addresses, you gave them the property websites, and you updated them every person that inquires about a brand new new built home is going to buy a brand new built home. I mean, I know for a fact that they may not buy that one, but they will buy one. And if I'm the agent that has that plat, I'm going to get all those buyer leads. And if you literally wow this builder, I know people that are just working with builders and literally have the business of their lives. It's blowing up. So here's a couple example letters. So once you get this stuff, and I'm just going to throw this out there. So if you go to, and I'll give you this, then I'm going to go live and show you how to set this up. So seller letters. Here's a couple seller letters that you can use to send to your sellers that you currently have to let them know that, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is where we're at. So if you go to budgerald.com/seller letters, you're going to see a series of letters. But what you're also going to see there is the form that I just showed you that is the weekly listing report. And I'm going to show you how to download it and upload it into your Google Docs so you don't have to retype anything. You just have to edit it, okay? Sound good? All right, so let's set this up. Let's just go live and go to, I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to go to Google really quick, and I'm going to click on the Google Drive. I'm already logged into Google right here, so I'm going to go right there. I'm going to click on Drive, and this is where it gets fun. Now, I'm going to show you one I've already created. Now, here's one that says Lead Tracking Sheet and Lead Tracking Sheet. So I have two of them that I set up right there. And what I want to do to create one is click Create. If you want to create your own, you don't want to copy what I have, you want to do your own thing, that's totally cool. Click Create and then click Spreadsheet. All right, so what's going to come up, and I'm just going to click on this little lead sheet here. I'm going to click on this lead sheet. This is what's going to come up. So you're going to have a blank Excel spreadsheet, okay? And this is where it gets fun. So I can hear date, client's name, referred by, email address, phone number, credit, repair. It looks similar, right? It's the exact same thing. So I'm going to put in the date. The date is 6/5/5, and Paul. Why I'm talking about it, see this little share button over on the right-hand side? Let me just close this down again. So over on the right-hand side, there's the share button. And once I get this lead sheet done, I would click Share, and it would allow me to share the lead sheet with whoever I wanted to, and then click Done and go. So all I do is put in the email address here, click Share and Save, and then I'll be done. Click Done. So I'm going to put in the client's name, and then I'm going to share it. So then I would share with my partners, with my assistant, whoever like lender that I work with. So you and the lender can communicate on this. Here's the cool part. Once I share it with you, if I click on this Tools tab right here, click on the Tools tab, and then I'm going to click on Notification Rules. And then I'm going to click on and make sure that any changes are made and email me right away are checked. So that if Paul goes in there, if anybody that I share this form with go in there to edit this form, I get an email notification to scottybuck23@gmail.com that somebody has edited the form. All right? So I don't even have to guess. I don't have to go in there to look. I just so this is what you would do for, and let's just go back and click out of this here. And go to a listing sheet. So let's go to Weekly Listing Report, $9.99 test drive. I just made something up. So let's look at this right here. This is pretty cool. So when I go in here, and this is the cool part about this. Once you get it set up, you're like, man, I have to add all this stuff every single time I do this. No, here's the cool part about that. Is if you click this, once you get it set up, and I'm going to give you the actual form to upload into your Google Docs, and I'm going to show you how to do it. But once you do it, all you do is click File, and then make a copy, and you call it whatever the address is of the new listing. So you can, within 2 seconds and 2 clicks, have a weekly listing report inside Google Docs that you now can share with your sellers every time you update it, okay? Is that pretty crazy, Paul? I just think whoever thought this through is just brilliant. So, all right, so here is the how many clicks. So I got blog, single property website, links on a website, virtual tours, pictures, Craigslist, Backpage, Trulia, Zillow, Udo, Google. So all you have to do really quickly, within a couple seconds, come in here and enter the how many visits they've got this week. And then whatever you update or change, the seller is going to get notified automatically with an email because you showed them how to set up automatic notifications, and you set the expectations that you're going to do this every week. Now, it doesn't, again, have to be you, but if you pick up the phone and call them, then, of course, that's just either you or your assistant or partner, somebody. Here's what I added, and I spent a lot of time on this, of what people were doing out there, top producers, top agents, and I said, what are some of the calls that you like to make that help you get the, because sometimes, I mean, we all know the buyers think their house is worth $1 million and it's really worth $200,000. And to get them to come down to reality, we have to show them what the local competition's doing or what the local sales are doing in the area, right? So how many calls on the property? And then I get down to changes in MLS on competition, pending, price, reduction, and sales. Number of brochures taken from the box, you want to do that. Open house activity. Here's the big one, and I highlighted this. Other agents' reports when I called them. So, Mr. Seller, what I did is I made a phone call to a couple of the local listing agents that have houses similar to yours just to ask them what's going on. And I just got to let you know, they had this many people in their open house. They've had this many showings. Remember when we talked about, and we drove around the neighborhood and looked at the other competition, and we said, hey, your home is realistically probably worth $175, $180, not $200. I know that you want to get this, you have to get that, whatever it is. But in reality, until these houses sell and the market comes back up and justifies the higher value, this is realistic for right now. So one, it's going to save you as an agent time. That you're not wasting your time with somebody that can't sell, or maybe it's a short sale, or you get to find out, maybe ask the question, do you owe more than $175? Well, then that's another issue we need to deal with. So that's where all this takes place. So let me just show you. So once this is set up, you, again, would click on Tools, Notification Rules. You can do that. Here's the other thing. So say the seller, you walk into the seller and you're like, this seller doesn't want anything to do with the Internet, or they just don't, they have Yahoo, they don't have Gmail, whatever it is. You can still share it with them if they have a different email address. You just got to set them up. But the thing is, if you want to go live with this link, if you click on File, and then it says Publish to the Web. See this little, Paul, can you see that okay?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, Publish to the Web. So what that means is it's going to give you a live link that this weekly listing report goes to, and you can share the link with that person so they can just save it as a website. So I'm going to show you how to use budeuro.com right now, which is so cool, to personalize this link. So if they want to, just don't want anything to do with Gmail, but they want to be able to go see the weekly listing report on Mondays, whatever, that you let them know. Maybe you text them and say, hey, I updated your weekly listing report. Feel free to go check it out. This is how you would do that. So Publish to Web, and it's going to say all sheets, automatically republish when changes are made, so you want to make sure that's checked, and then start publishing. All right, so here is the live link right here that if you go there right now, and I'm going to let you guys do this, if you go there right now, you'll see the weekly listing report, okay? So let's personalize this. Let's say it's 999 test drive, okay? So now I'm going to go to budeuro.com. And budeuro.com, there's a small fee to use this, but I'm telling you, it will make it's like $8. What is it? $8 a month or something like that. There's some free ones out there that might work for you. I've been using this forever, and I have I don't know how many different Budeuro. So all it is a redirect. So I have a total of 375 different redirects. So what I can do is I can click on My Budeuros.
Oh, what did you do? Get rid of some of them?
I could. What did you say? Did I get rid of some? Yeah.
Did you get rid of some? You only have 175.
375. So what I did is I'm going to create a new Budeuro. So I'm going to take that long link from the weekly listing report, this one right here, and I am going to add it to right there, and I'm going to call it 999 Test Drive. Okay? 999 Test Drive, and I'm going to shrink it. So down here's the shrink button. I'm going to click Shrink, and it's already taken. So let me just do Test Drive 1. so you guys can get the example, because I've already used this already, this example. So now, if I go, Mr. Seller, if at any time you want to see the status, I'm going to update this every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day you decide to choose. If you go to budeuro.com/999 test drive 1, you'll be able to, and you guys can try this right now if you want to. If I go to that site, I'm going to go to 999. It automatically redirects to the weekly listing report that is for you as the seller, okay? So you don't even have to remember what the weekly listing report is. You just have to remember the address of the home or the last name of the borrower, and you can keep those if you want in an Excel spreadsheet. It's just a killer way to personalize. So if I wanted to change it to like the borrower's name and say that the borrower's name is the Smith family, all right? Update, and this might be taken. It's not. So now if I go to budeuro.com, and I just changed the link so you guys, the old one won't work, so I apologize unless you're already there. So if you go to budeuro.com/the Smith family, it'll take you to the exact same place, all right? And I won't change it again so you guys can go check it out. So budeuro.com/the Smith family, type it in the browser, go to it, and they can go see the status of their weekly listing report that you update, whether it's over the weekend, whether it's whenever you do it, and you don't even have to be the one to do it, but walking into a listing, showing them all the stuff that you're going to do to help them get exposure, but also be able to update them on every single week or month or whatever they wish to be updated. Tell me that if you do this, it will not get you more listings, more referrals from the listings you have, and connect you on a deeper level that will just excite everybody in the whole party. I mean, it's just that. If you're standing in front of people, I just know for a fact, I don't care how you stay in front of them, if you just call and say, hi, how you doing, it will get you more business because they know that you're calling them and that you still care about them, right? Any questions on that, Paul? All right.
Not other than I'd like to get a copy of it, and how do I download it?
Cool. All right. So let's do that. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. I'm going to go back to, let's see. All right. So if you go to budeuro.com, again, this is just another redirect. So I'm going to go to budeuro.com/seller letters. Okay. And I'm going to just go to there, and I'm going to go to budeuro.com. I'm going to put it in the browser, seller letters. Okay. It's going to open up a box.com link for you with a couple different letters. Hello, Mr. Seller. Listing 1, expectations and thank you, pending thank you expectation letter, reminder of close, and then here's the weekly listing report, the 999 test drive. So here's how you download it and then upload it into your Google Docs, okay? Real super simple. One, you want to click on the link, and then once you click on the link, it's going to open up and you can see it. You can't use it here, but what you want to do is click this little download link right here, okay? So click download. And it's going to download it to your computer. Just remember where it goes. And once it's downloaded, it just takes a second. So once it's downloaded, you go to your Google Docs, and instead of click Create, you click this little button right here that's Upload. All right? So I'm going to click Upload, and I'm going to click a file. I want to upload a file from my computer and convert it and upload it into Google Docs. So I'm going to click Files. And I'm going to look for it, and it's going to be at the very bottom here. So it's going to, let's see, let me just go to desktop. And I got the Gmail downloads, and it is going to be, let's see, where's it at, properties? Here it is, weekly listing report test drive right here, right, okay? So I'm going to click on it, and then the only thing you have to make sure of is see where it says conversion on. You have to make sure that conversion is on. If not, click the settings and convert upload files to Google Docs format. You want to make sure you're doing that. So you can do it right from there. And then what it's going to do is it's going to upload it right to your Google Docs, and it's done. So once it's done, you will have it in the list over here. So you just click on it, and voila, it's open, and you can update it. And now you can do all the stuff. You have all the tools to enable. You have the tools to share and notification rules. You can now make a copy of it. So if you go, all right, I have a new listing, cool. Before I go there, I'm going to create a expectation weekly listing report for my new seller that I'm going to present to. So I'm going to click Make a Copy, and I'm going to call it Agent Mastermind Demo, all right? And you call it whatever you want. So enter the new document name. Click OK. Takes just 2 seconds, and voila, it pops up. It's called Agent Demo Mastermind. It has the exact same stuff that you had in the other one. So you'd put the new YouTube channel, you'd put the link in here, you'd put the new price of what you think, you might want to leave that vacant, and maybe fill it in with them as you're talking with them. If you've already set up a single property website that has text code, you put the text code in there. So you can go, I've set up a text code for your property. Here it is, just in case you forget. Let me show you how that works. And you text for information. Here's the website that I set up for you. So just in case you forget, you can go here and just click on the link, and it'll take you to your own personal single property website with virtual tours, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, we'll have a YouTube virtual tour. If you decide to go with me, I didn't want to publish it just in case, but what will happen is this single property website automatically publishes a virtual tour for me on YouTube, which I'll do, if you decide to go with me, it'll be done in just a couple days. And then you just go through, and then I'm going to update you on this and this and this and this and this, okay? Is that pretty easy? Does that work, Paul?
That's about as easy as it gets.
Oh,
the only thing you could also save when you first put your very first seller report in there, you could save it and call it seller report template.
Absolutely.
And then you don't have so many things to edit. But it really, you're filling in that box anyway. All you're doing is typing into the box and replacing what's currently there with the new information on the new for the new seller.
Yeah, and you can always change. Once you name it, like when I upload mine, just change it. And that's a great idea, Paul. Change it to weekly listing report template or whatever. And then when you get a new address, just change. Just click on the file, and then make a copy and call it the new address. Scotty. What's that?
I can't claim the idea. It was our good friend Ron Siegel. Was it?
Oh, was it Ron? All right, man. Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Ron.
You know how Ron is.
That's how we roll, man. We give credit to where credit is due, right? Thank you, Ron, for appreciating you sharing there.
That's right.
All right. So, okay. So just to recap before I move into Google Voice, because I'm going to share Google Voice with you. I think it's just extraordinary. So, all right. So the share button is right here when you're in the Google Doc. You want to click on the Tools tab for the notification rules right here. And to make a copy, you want to click on the File and then make a copy. And again, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can go to the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Agent Mastermind. And we are more than happy to help you. We'll give you short videos. We'll give you pictures of where to go, what to do. So don't go, man, I just can't figure this out. If you like this idea and you want to implement it into your business, work through a little bit of pain. It's just getting used to something new. So just take that challenge. I challenge you to make this part of your presentation, and it will. Is it going to be glamorous the very first time you present it? Who cares? You're doing something that no one else is doing, and you're setting the expectations of something that is very, very important to a seller that they need to be updated on a weekly basis. Okay, so take that challenge with me. But if you need help, just go there and go to groups and ask the questions. And the group is growing. There's just a ton of people in there, great people that help out. You'll have other agents helping you out. It's just a really good place to be. So join us there. And then, of course, the Bud Euro Seller's Letter. So let's move on to Google Voice, if you guys are okay with that. And I did that. Okay, and also on the PowerPoint, it shows you how to, I walk you through step-by-step what boxes to check, so we'll make sure you have access to the PowerPoint as well, all right? So, okay, Google Voice. This is another fun one. Any questions on that before we move into Google Voice? And this worked out perfect because I believe I got 30 minutes left, so I'm really glad I got.
You know what, Scotty? I think you covered all of them. The main question that was coming through is do you simply send them the link, or do you share the document with the seller? You can do it either way. Sharing the document is going to give them access to be able to see when they want, plus be updated. Other questions?
Hey, Paul, did you by chance get an email that shows that I updated that form? And maybe you didn't, but if you did not, I'm going to go back to it and I'm going to update it so they can see that. So I'm just going to put in here, Scott referred by.
I did not get an update on it.
All right, let me just do it by the end of the class.
The other question that seems to be a popular one, Scotty, is can you show how to download that from the budurl.com seller letters?
Sure.
People are having
sure.
a little bit of an issue downloading it to their system so they can add it to their docs.
So if you go to budgereel.com/seller letters, all right, it's going to open up. It's going to be a bunch of links here. So when you go there, you got all these letters. These are all Word documents, and these are all like you can have access to all of them. So the very last one is called Weekly Listing Report 999 Test Drive. So what you need to do is you need to click on it, and once you click on it, it's going to open it up. Now it'll show you this so you can make sure it's the right thing. But then what you want to do is download it right here to your computer, so you can upload it into your Google Docs. Because right now it's web-based right now. So you got to click the download. So once you go to budgereel.com/seller letters, it'll open up these. And you can do this with all these. So if you click on this one, this is just a Word doc. You click on it, you can actually read the letter right here, or you can download it and then have it and edit it and make it your own, whatever you want to do. All right? Sound good? Did that make sense, Paul?
Man.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Cool. All right. So I edited the lead sheet. It's saved. So let's just check. Watch your email box when we get there. And I want to show them how it looks on your screen, if you don't mind. And then just show them how it looks. If it works, if it doesn't, no big deal. All right?
You got it.
All right. So Google Voice. Google Voice is, again, this is free. It blows my mind that this is free. What Google Voice is it gives you a phone number. For those people using this thing, this is extraordinary, and I hope to show you something that you didn't know you could do with this. But Google Voice allows you to create a phone number that rings. I watched a video where the guy had it ringing at 5 different phones. So, for example, you set up one number, you use it for marketing, and it rings at your partners, the buyer's agent, it rings at wherever. It rings at the office phone, it rings at your home phone. All at the exact same time. Whoever answers it gets the call and moves forward with whatever the call is. So you never miss the phone call that one of those important, could be what, $3,000 to $15,000 phone calls. That is, I mean, they say that 80% of the time the person that returns the call first or picks up the phone is 80% chance going to get the deal. So it's a pretty big deal. So Google Voice allows you to. Google Voice is the internet-based phone forwarding service by Google. Provides a free number you can associate your other phone numbers with, work, home, mobile, other. I mean, it doesn't even need to be like yours. It could be your friends. We use this for work here. So if we want to leave our office, we just transfer the phone to another number, which is their cell phone. And in fact, if you call my office phone 372-0030, it'll actually ring at my mobile phone because I never want to miss a call. All right, it's pretty cool stuff. Requirements. And I apologize about this, so I don't know why this picture's stuck here, but need a personal Gmail account, free email service, and takes less than 5 minutes to set up is what that says. So I apologize about the error there. So here's what activate voice account. So if you go to gmail.com/voice, and we'll do this live. I can't activate it because I already have one, but this is how you would do it, and I'll give you access to this PowerPoint. Choose your phone number. So once you sign in, you are prompted to choose a number. You enter the area code, or you search available numbers, okay? So it's going to look something like this. Area code and or word, phrase, number, and then search available numbers. So number 1 and number 2, all right? Okay, select a number. So you're going to have all these options with all these numbers here. And then you choose, once you pick a number, you can go next and go, you can go as far as you want as far as numbers. You can choose different zip codes, whatever you want to do there. And then click next. So for example, say you wanted a Google Voice that was in a different state, but you wanted that number to ring locally to your cell phone, you could get a number like I'm in Michigan, so I could get a number that's local in Indiana that when somebody calls it, it rings my cell phone in Michigan, and they never know where I'm at, so you can mark it in different areas like that. It's just a suggestion of the mindset behind this. So Google Voice number, and then you put in a PIN. So the PIN is like so you can grant access to voicemail, all right? So provide a forwarding number. So you have to provide a forwarding number. So what I suggest is just use your cell phone right off the bat. So make sure your cell phone is with you or your office phone. And then you put in your phone number. So number 1 is your phone number that you want to actually forward it to. And then the phone type, which is mobile or work or home. And then click continue. And then what it's going to do is it's going to pop up this little sign right here. And it's going to, when the phone rings, you're going to have to, it'll say, please enter your access code or please enter your whatever the number is. And you put in 51 and you're all set up. All right? Pretty simple there. And then Google Voice layout. Here's the cool thing is when somebody calls that number and leaves a voicemail, you can see that it converts it to text, but it also shows up in your email that you have a voicemail that somebody left. So, I don't know about you, but I have Verizon, and Verizon limits the amount of voicemails you get, and once you're maxed out, it just says your voicemail is full. Have you ever heard that before? Well, you don't have to worry about it with Google Voice because you can make a Droid, an iPhone, you can use whatever phone you have. You can make it so that, and I'll show you how to do this, but you can make it so that your voicemail only goes to Google Voice and you don't use your phone voicemail anymore. And there's a free app where you can get your voicemail so you don't have to pay the extra storage that it is, like $2-3. There's just no reason for it. And it's still sometimes not enough because I personally never like to delete a voicemail. So it sits in my inbox under Google Voice, and I never run out of storage because it uses the storage that I have available in Google. Make sense? And voicemails don't take up hardly anything at all. Plus, you can push this little button right here and listen to the actual voicemail from the person that left it, okay? This will all make sense here in just a second. So so you call and text, so you can enter the number. Here's the thing, and I don't use this hardly ever because I just usually text or call from my cell phone, but if you want to call from Google Voice, you can. You can just enter the number, click connect, and then enter the number, type message, and then click send. You can play around with this once you get it set up. And a couple of people have set this up, but they just absolutely love it. So add to contacts, call or text directly, and then you can mark as unread. It's kind of like having an email box, but it's for voicemails, okay? Pretty cool stuff. And then Google Voice provides access to forwarding incoming calls to more than one number. So, for example, all my voicemails that come in the option to forward every single voicemail that I ever get to my assistant. She gets them, she takes care of the one that she can, and then she gives me back the ones that she can't. So, I mean, I literally have very little voicemails that I need to take care of or have to take care of because she can take care of most of them, all right? Make sense? Really powerful here. This is how to free up like massive amounts of time because we're all busy, we're all out showing homes, trying to get new listings, visiting our whatever you're doing. It's just the one thing. It doesn't have to be done. Somebody else can do it for you, all right? So let's just go live, and I want to show you a couple things here. One thing that I want to share with you is, let me just go to this. So it's called call screening. Let me just go to Google Voice. This is Paul, and did you know you could do this? So what I can do with Google Voice, all right? Say that I got a new borrower, okay? New buyer that I'm working with or a new seller that I'm working with. And I want to set them up so they have a personal, stay with me here, a personal voicemail. So when they call me, see this little contacts button right here? Click on contacts. It's going to show all the contacts I have in my Google, because Google keeps control of all my contacts. So when Paul calls me and I have his number programmed, like for example, let me just look up Paul Baxter. B-A-X-T-E-R. So there's Paul Baxter right there. I'm going to click on it. See this little thing that says Edit Google Voice Settings? Did you know this, Paul?
No.
So I can record a personal message for Paul. So when Paul calls me and says, he leaves a voicemail and says, hey, it says, hey, this is Scott. I appreciate your call, Paul, and I just want to let you know that we're working hard on your loan, or we're working hard on your, the exposure of your property, and I'll call you back as soon as I have more information. Look forward to talking to you again, Paul, real soon. If you have any other questions, just give me a call back. Or whatever your voicemail wants to say.
That's cool.
Is that crazy? So I put up a little slide here, man, and this is, and I had a little fun with this. So it says how to freak out your clients and make them feel very, very special. Like, you make me feel special. I'm like, think about if you were to call me and I had it programmed that the voicemail said, hey, Paul, thanks for calling. Hope you're doing well. Sorry I missed your call. Just want to let you know I'm with another client right now, but your loan is in process. It's moving along. It's moving forward. And if you have any questions, just wait for my call back, and we'll talk soon. They'd be like, what? How did they know? Because Google Voice knows who's calling because you set up his number to edit it. So you just record now, and you can click play and all that stuff, and you can set it and then click save, and it'll change his voicemail it'll say exactly what you want it to say. So what you could do is, here's a little joke too. You could do is you could play with your wife or husband, and you could call. And I had somebody do this to me, and not me personally, but they did it to their wife. They said, and my wife's name's Stacy. So say, hey Stacy, how you doing? Like kind of like I answered the phone, and she'd be like, hello, Stacy, can you hear me? Hello, Stacy, hello, hello, anybody there? Hello, and that's in the recording, so you can have a little fun with it if you want to. If you want to have fun with your kids, because your kids call you right when they get to school because they forgot their lunch money, or they call you at lunchtime, hey, can you pick me up early because I don't feel good? Whatever it is, you could have a little voicemail saying, hey, just want to let you know I'm not picking you up early today, and I'm not bringing you lunch money. So you could have a little fun with it. All right. All right. So just a little recap on that. So what if a person calls back? Okay, here's the thing. There's two separate things that I cover. So let me go into the settings. So when you're in Google Voice, let me just go back to Google Voice. So if you're in the settings, this little settings tab over here, you click on settings. And what this does is it opens up, like here's my Google Voice number. My Google Voice is 269-350-4058. I have it ringing to my cell phone, all right? Receive text messages on this phone. I can do that. Now, I want to set up, let's see, calls. Let's see, where's it at? Voicemail. Let's see, billing account, call phones. So see right down here where it says activate Google Voice on this phone. So if I want to activate my Google Voice for this phone, I can do that. So you just click on it. It's going to tell you on your phone because it's going to, I don't know how it knows. It just knows. See how it says Verizon? So it knows that when it calls that it knows that it's Verizon. You'll have to enter this certain crazy code inside. Let me just see if this tells you right here. Click for info. Let's see. It doesn't. Okay. You can switch. Let's see. Here we go. You can switch your phone's voicemail to Google Voice for this phone to activate. If you'd like to activate or re-add Google Voice on your mobile phone, click Activate Google Voice for this phone. To deactivate, if you'd like to stop your voicemail for Google to Google Voicemail, click the Deactivate Google Voicemail link. Removing your phone from the Google Voice settings won't prevent your voicemail from going to Google Voicemail. So that's how that works. So what you can do is two things. One, you can use your phone as Google Voice, so it doesn't come to your phone. And there's an app. It's called, let me just grab my phone really quick. It's called, actually, if you Google Voice for voicemail, it'll pull up, and then I can help you set it up. In fact, I think I have a little video of how to set that up, but if not, I'll do one. And then the second thing is you don't have to use this phone number. You can just use it for voicemail. So as you can see, in my inbox, I use every single voicemail, every single call that comes in. It's all right here. But also, let me just show you this. I have my voicemail little tab right here. See this? So inside my voicemail, I never have to leave. It shows missed call, voicemail from Brian, new miss, new miss, new miss. So it shows the calls that come in, and I never, ever get rid of a call. So I have them right here in a folder. It goes into a little voicemail folder, and I can, now if I open this one up, if I go to, let's see, where's the voicemail? Right here, voicemail from Brian. So here's my little play button, but if I wait just a second, there's an app that I can turn on that actually allows me to play it. But if I click play, it'll play it right here on my computer. I don't have to even pick up my phone. Pretty cool. All right? So that is Google Voice. Let me see if there's any questions on that.
Scotty, a bunch of questions coming in about, are you able to do more than one number for your Google Voice number?
Great question. So what you can do is you have, for every Gmail account that you have, you can have a Google Voice number. All right? That makes sense? So
okay.
if you want another Google Voice number, now here's where they got smart, because I thought this thing through. I'm like, okay, how can I have 5 LOs or 5 real estate agents working for me and have all 5 numbers ring to different, like if I farm an area, because this is kind of how I think. So if I farm an area and I send to this neighborhood and I got a Google Voice for that neighborhood and I got a Google Voice for this neighborhood, and how can I get each one of these neighborhoods to ring at my 5 buyer agents' phones? Well, they only let you have one, like the same cell phone number can only be in one Google Voice. If you go to try and put it in another Google Voice number, it's going to say this number is already associated with another Google Voice number. All right? So you can have as many Google Voice numbers as you want, but you run out of phone numbers that you can actually forward to, because once it's in the system, whether it's a work or cell phone, it only can be in one Google Voice. That make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, and Kelly's asking, there's no cost to this. That's the crazy
Yeah, that was the other question being asked.
Yeah.
Is everybody notices now what that's for? And check me if I'm wrong. It has a text message feature that you can do, and if you do international calling or international texting, you can be charged for that. But other than that, there's no charge.
Yeah. So here's why this is there, because they were going to charge for this service, and they've continued it through, I think, 2013. So there's no charge for Google Voice. Yeah, like Paul said, if you want to make a call, like over here is the call button. So if I wanted to call somewhere, I would put in the number, and then what number do I want to use? I want to use one of my cell phone or whatever. This is there's some strategy to that, and I won't get into it right now because it's a little confusing. But if you want to send a text from here, like this is pretty cool. So if I want to text somebody right from here, so if I want to text my phone, so if I want to text anybody's phone number, if I text to them and they respond back, it comes right to right inside here. So I can communicate by text, which is how a lot of people like to communicate, right inside Google Voice, and I never have to leave. I don't have to pick up the phone and try and have my fat fingers text on my phone. Does that make sense? So all you do is put in the number 217-4481, and I want to send a text. Hey, and I wish I could show you my phone on this. Check this out, and then I send. And then if I respond, it's going to show up under text right here. All right? Number of voicemails. Yeah, so Ines says, can you explain this again, regarding the number of voicemails per phone? Like most carriers, like Verizon, I know for sure Verizon has a max number of voicemails that you can get on your phone. And then it says your voicemail is full or going to be full, or it can only hold so much because they give you so much storage. So what you would do is you would click on the phones button right here once you have your Google Voice set up, and then you would click on Activate Google Voice on this phone, so which is my cell phone. And so I'd click Activate and see this weird, you guys see this on the screen? It has this, so what I would do is go to my Google Voice phone, or not my Google Voice phone, my cell phone, enter that number exactly like it says, click Done, and then it will automatically, when somebody calls my 217-448 number, it automatically goes to Google Voice. It does not go to my Verizon voicemail. All right?
The Verizon voicemail sees it as an answered call.
Correct.
So it never goes to that because Google is answering it and then triggering its voicemail. So it actually appears on your cell phone as an answered call.
Correct. Correct.
Good question came up just a second ago. Sean is asking, can you use Google Voice from an iPad or
you can use Google Voice from anything. You can use Google Voice. You can use Google Voice from your stuff. You can make calls from Google Voice on your cell phone. There's an app, and let's see. Let me just go to Google. Let's see if I can find it, and I'll show you what the logo looks like. Let's see. Let's just close this out. Google Voice phone app. Let me just see if I can see. All right, Google Voice for your phone. Let me just see if this is the right picture. All right, so this is what it looks like right here. So Google Voice send to phone. So if you go to, check this out. So if you go to google.com/mobile/voice, and then click send to phone. So get Google Voice for your phone. Visit the URL if you want, but it's m.google.com/voice. And then you can have this little logo right here. So when I click on it, it shows all my voicemails in there that are stored in Google Voice on, in the web. All right. Let me show you one other thing that's really cool. So, for example, say that I get a voicemail, and I want this voicemail from this number every time it rings, because I am now like if I turn a file in, like say you're an agent, you turn a file in, it's in processing, all the work is being done, and your partner has it, your assistant has it, you know that when that call comes in, it's going to be a question about the file, and you know nothing about it, and you shouldn't know nothing about it because you're out getting more business. So I'm going to click on this little box right here, and I want 989, and I want to filter a message like this, okay? I want to filter my into my inbox. I want to automatically forward it. So I'm going to click no reply. That's not what I want. but I want the from or has the words, and I can, let me just scoot this. Can I do it 1 second? Let me start over. Let me just open this up and say that I want this number when it comes in to go to, let me just go back. I want that number to be forwarded automatically to my partner, all right? So I'm going to click on the box. I'm going to click More, and I'm going to click Create Filter. All right, so I'm going to click Create Search. Whoops. So has the words like that, and then Create Filter. So I'm going to put the number has the word. So I'm going to go, every time that number comes in, I want to forward to whoever I want that I have forwarding rights to. All right, so if I want to forward this number to Paul, I would put Paul in there and click Save. Also, there's also apply filter to 5 matching conversations because it's looking for that number in your email, so I can automatically forward my voicemail to whoever it needs to go to, where it's at in the process. And you can see that it looked up all the other ones right here. See that? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 more there. So I click Apply, and then it'll forward all those messages to him. So Paul will get an email saying, hey, this voicemail just came in from 1604990, and he can take care of it because they're asking questions about the filing process. So it removes you from the equation, but it's still part of your team. I love that part about it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Any questions on that, Paul?
No. A good question came in a minute ago. Can I change the number of rings before Google Voice picks it up?
Great question. Yes, you can. I haven't done that in a while. Let me just see. Accounts. Let's see where it's at. English, Google account settings. That's not going to be it. Let me just go back here. Calls. So let's see. Call screening I have on. Announces caller and lets you listen to a caller leaves a message. Display caller's number. Don't change anything. Let's see, where is it? Enable do not disturb. Place calls in the inbox. You want to make sure those are checked. Enable record. Let's see, send calls. Let's see, there's another one in voicemail. Let's see. Alerts. There it goes to that email address. I know there's a place. New pin, forward text messages. Let me just see. Calls, group circles. There's a call widget we won't talk about today. Billings, nothing. Where is it at, Paul? I know you can change the number of rings. Very cool, especially if you only do it for your family. Have fun with it.
Hey, Scotty, Steve Kellerman asked a good question about, are you able to, on the text message feature, can I send multiple texts at a time, multiple, can I put a comma and more numbers there?
I have not tried that, but I think you can because it puts a comma there after that. Hey, Paul, what's your cell phone number? Do you mind?
727-288.
Okay.
1571.
Let me just try it. So send. So let's see. I just sent it to you and me. Text sent to 2 numbers. So that's pretty cool. So if you want to send a text to 5 people, 10 people, somebody said 20 people, I don't know. Maybe there's a limit. But did you get it, Paul?
Yep. I'm in the process of replying.
Okay, 1 sec. Let me go grab my phone 1 second. I put my phone on a different table so I'm not disturbed by it during the class. All right, so here's my text messages. Hey, yeah, I got it, so I'm going to reply.
I replied already.
Okay, perfect. And then so I'm going to reply, and then I'm going to click on text right here, and it's going to refresh up. So, hey, brother, here it is, Paul. Cool. So he replied, cool. Let me just refresh it one more time. Let's see. So there it is. Hey, brother, perfect. So we both replied. So you can send it to multiple numbers. That's insane. So I was curious to see how many.
When I replied, I don't see the CC on this. I only see that it came from the main number. Sean's question is he'd like to know if the reply is to all or just back to the sender. I don't see all that got texted. I only see that I got a text from Scott.
So it's individual.
When I reply back, it's It's not like an email with a CC or a blind CC. It's only going back to him. I only have the option to reply back to him.
Okay. That's way cool. That's way cool.
Somebody needs to. We've got a gentleman from Canada who's had some trouble getting it installed. He's looking to uninstall and then do it. Start from scratch with your instruction. How do you do an uninstall on Google Voice once you've installed it?
What you want to do is you want to click on the Settings tab right here, and then you want to click on the Phones, and then you want to click right here, Deactivate Google Voice on this phone.
Okay, so it'll have a deactivate Google Voice.
Yeah, it'll have a deactivate. Yeah.
Okay, and then go through the process of activating on a new phone number. And you should not have it works in every country, like I was saying. I've got some of our Filipino assistants are using Google Voice for their main phone to call out with.
Okay, and just so you know, I actually got notified on my phone that you responded to the text.
Awesome.
So you get, you get notified on your phone.
Because you're the owner of it. Yep. So you're the owner of it.
Yeah, because I'm the owner of the phone number. Correct.
Hey Scott, do you have a PowerPoint for the Google Voice stuff that you're going to?
I do. Yeah. Everybody? So like right here, I show you the Google Voice thing, how to set it up, how to record, how to default greeting, and then I walk you through everything that we talked about today.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome, and that will be available with the recording.
Absolutely.
The PowerPoint and the recording will be available. We'll get that up as quickly as we can. If you'd like access to it, please get in touch with the loan professional that invited you, and they'll make sure to get you access to the recording and the PowerPoints.
Cool. Is that you asked about the Android app question? You got them covered on that?
I did. You covered that already where you showed how to get the app.
Okay. All right. Get the real power of. Okay. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys being here today. I know you could be anywhere, and you chose to spend it with us. I really appreciate it. Hey, just a forewarning. Next week, I have a lady out of Colorado, top agent out of Colorado, who's going to be with us. She is getting 30% of her stuff, 30% of her business from Facebook, and she's going to show us how she does it. So I would mark your calendars right now. Get with your loan professional. Make sure you get the invite to that. And I don't want to say any names just in case she doesn't make it, but she's already confirmed.
I will tell you, I saw a little interview with this.
Yeah.
And what she talked about that she's doing with Facebook is it's downright amazing. And
I know.
It goes back to what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
I'm impressed with this young lady.
It's going to be. She said a little bit of the presentations on social media. The rest of it's on Facebook. How she's using it, and I'm thoroughly excited to see it. I don't have the PowerPoint in my possession, but I'm supposed to have it today or tomorrow, and we're going to go over it. And I'm thoroughly excited. So looking forward to seeing you guys next week right here. Get with your loan officers. Make sure you get the invite. And Paul, I appreciate you, brother, and everything you do for us. And you bring so much excitement to the class. I appreciate you being here. And look forward to seeing you as well. Everybody, have a great day. Make it a great week. If you have any questions, just as a recap, go to facebook.com/agent mastermind, and we will see you guys on the web. Have a great day. Bye-bye.